What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. So you're a mountain biker and you're looking for a bike that's going to provide a little bit more boost than your typical full suspension non-powered mountain bike, but you're also not looking for a 60-pound tank that you can't flick around a little bit. Well, I might have the perfect thing for you, a super light full suspension mountain bike. Now, here's the thing with these bikes. These bikes are going to have a little bit smaller motor, a little bit smaller battery, because the smaller motor and the smaller battery is going to save some weight. So these bikes might not provide as much power or might not last as long as a traditional full suspension mountain bike, but they're going to be really light, and honestly, it's hard to tell that these are even mountain bikes. So without further ado, let's check out 6 full suspension mountain bikes that are super light and don't actually look like e-bikes. The first bike on the list is the Specialized Turbo Levo SL. When I go to the Specialized site and browse these bikes, it really is difficult to tell that these are electric bikes. There are a number of SL models in the lineup, including some older models that are currently marked down. The Turbo Levo SL Comp Carbon, which is listed for $8,000, is a very good looking bike in my opinion. This is a carbon frame that is compatible with 27.5 or 29 wheels, uses a Fox 36 rhythm fork and Fox Float Performance Series shock or Float X Performance Series shock depending on the size. The bike uses SRAM code RS brakes with a SRAM 1x12 GX Eagle drivetrain, and unlike some brands that use motors and batteries made from other manufacturers, Specialized uses their own brand of motors and battery for this bike. For a motor, the bike uses a Specialized 1.2 SL Custom RX Trail, and powering the bike is an SL1 320 watt battery that is fully integrated with the bike. The next bike on the list is the Santa Cruz Heckler SL. In my opinion, Santa Cruz makes some of the finest looking mountain bikes on the market, and the Heckler SL is no exception. The bike is offered as a number of different builds ranging in price from $7,300 all the way up to $13,000. All options use a carbon frame. On the base model, you get a Fox Float rear shock, RockShox Lyric base fork, SRAM NX Eagle drivetrain, and SRAM DB8 brakes. The juice for this bike is provided by a Fazua 430 watt integrated battery, and the motor uses a Fazua Rise 60. So I think I'm pronouncing that right, Fazua. I looked up some videos and that's how they pronounced it. It looks like Fazua, but Fazua is how I think it's pronounced. I'm not exactly sure. Next on the list is the Orbea Rise. The Rise is offered in builds ranging from $5,300 all the way up to $11,500. On the $5,300 model, the frame is actually aluminum, but the welds and lines are so clean, it's hard to tell it's aluminum. This bike uses a Marzuki Bomber Z2 fork, Fox Float Performance shock, Shimano 1x12 Dior drivetrain, and Shimano MT201 Hydro disc brakes. The battery on this bike comes with an Orbea internal 540 watt battery and will accept a 250 watt range extender. For a motor, the bike uses a Shimano EP600 RS. The next bike on the list is the Transition Relay. This was the Lone Wolf 2023 Lightweight eMTB of the year, and my initial impressions of the bike is that it is a damn fine looking steed. This bike is very intriguing to me. Transition claims this is the mountain biker's eMTB. The bike is a long travel modular mountain bike. If you need a little boost, you can ride with the battery, but if you just want to use it as a regular bike, simply remove the battery and hit the trails with no tools required. At the time of making this video, there were 6 models of this bike listed on the site, ranging from $4,700 all the way up to $9,300. The $4,700 model comes as a 29er in all sizes except the extra small, which comes as 27.5. For a fork, you get a Marzocchi Z1 Air 1, and for the rear shock, a Fox Float X Performance. The drivetrain on this bike uses a SRAM NX Eagle, and stopping the bike is SRAM code R brakes. The juice on this bike is provided by a Fazua Energy 430 watt takeout battery, and the motor consists of a Fazua Rise 60. Next on the list is the Pivot Shuttle SL. This bike is offered as 2 aluminum builds and 2 carbon builds. The top-end model comes in at $13,200, and the base model aluminum frame comes in at $9,000. On that bike, you get a Fox Performance Float X rear shock, Fox Performance 36 fork, Shimano SLX 1x12 drivetrain, and Shimano SLX Hydro brakes. Powering the bike is a Orbea Rise 60 motor with a 430 watt battery. And last but not least on the list is the Giant Trance X Advanced E+. At the time of making this video, Giant had a number of these bikes listed on their site for discounted prices, as well as 2 models which they have labeled as new. The most affordable model comes in at $5,150, while the most expensive is listed at $13,000. The one for $5,150 uses a RockShox 35 Gold RL fork, RockShox Deluxe Select R rear shock, 1x12 Shimano Dior drivetrain, and Shimano BR MT 420 Hydro brakes. For the motor on the bike, you get a Giant Sync Drive Pro 2 with 85 Newton meters of torque, and juicing the bike is a Giant Energy Pack 400 watt battery that is compatible with a 200 watt range extender. The bottom bracket of this bike is a bit more bulky than the other bikes in the list, but it also provides more torque. So there you have it, guys, some really lightweight full suspension mountain bikes. Now, I honestly have never really been interested in an electric mountain bike. All the ones I've seen are super bulky and big, and they're just really heavy. But I have a buddy that recently tried out one of these really lightweight mountain bikes in Bentonville, and he said he rode it for 2 hours, and during that 2-hour time, he was able to get a ton of riding in, and he was able to keep his heart rate in that zone 2 range. So he was still having to work and get a workout in. He just had a little bit of extra boost. And man, for me, that's really, really intriguing. Okay, you can still get your work in, and you can ride way more trails. I'm interested, but either way, guys, I'm sure I missed some other lightweight options out there. So if you know of any other lightweight mountain bikes that I left off this list, please comment those below. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, keep crushing it.